If you've ever seen an episode of Dirty Jobs with Mike Rowe, you've probably figured out that there's no such thing as a job that an American won't do. From invading the beaches of Normandy to snake wrangling to artificially inseminating cows, or of course the lowest form of labor on the planet, working for CNN, Americans will go to any lengths to provide for their families. However, when someone on the right brings up the fact that illegal immigration is an issue in this country and it needs to be fixed, the left usually responds with the same old crap.
There is not enough documented people here to supply that workforce.
This is problematic for a number of reasons, aside from being insanely racist and deeming an entire race of people incapable of anything other than manual labor. It ignores a simple fact. Illegal immigration steals jobs from Americans. It kills our economy, and it's evil. Whether people on the left like to agree with this fact or not, it's still the truth. Americans by and large are not going to work for $1 an hour picking strawberries or slaughtering chickens. Not because it's hard labor or because we're lazy, but because it's against the law and it's not worth our time. Federal law mandates a minimum wage. You know, the thing that SJWs are screaming about every time a Walmart opens up in a new town. Does anyone else find it ironic that these nutjobs will picket at McDonald's demanding $15 an hour, but still seem to enjoy that organic fruit that they bought at Trader Joe's for $10 a pound, which also happens to be picked by an illegal immigrant who got paid $1 an hour to do it? So where's their protest? Illegal immigration hurts everyone, but no one more than the immigrants themselves. When businesses hire illegal immigrants and the federal government turns a blind eye for political purposes, they've just created the perfect scenario for a black market of labor and human trafficking. If an illegal immigrant is stiffed on pay, for example, they can't go to the police for fear of deportation, and they will take whatever wage that they can get in order to pay their bills. This is almost a form of slave labor. Who are they going to run to? What option do they have? They can't file for unemployment, and there are no other jobs out there for them. So would farmers or other industries who subvert minimum wage laws in this country suddenly go out of business if they were forced to comply with the law? If the federal government enforced immigration standards, would the shelves of your local grocery store be barren? The answer is no. And even if the price of strawberries went up $1 or a company was forced out of business because they refused to follow the law, so what? The hypocrisy of the left couldn't be more obvious. They would rather continue the cycle of underpaid slave labor in the United States in order to feel morally superior or score a few cheap political points. They would rather use the excuse that strawberries and corn and other agricultural products will be more expensive if we deport these people than to fix an epidemic of actual human suffering. Think about that. Never mind the fact that illegal immigrants are more likely to be taken advantage of financially when it comes to their wages. What about the other costs? It's been reported that 80% of female immigrants from south of our borders are raped by the very same people that they pay thousands of dollars to in order to smuggle them into the United States. And here's the kicker. If a violent crime is committed against a woman, especially an illegal immigrant, these women are less likely to go to the police for fear of deportation, not just for themselves, but for their families as well. That's real rape culture. And where are the feminists protesting this? Oh, that's right, they're too busy protesting Milo Yiannopoulos. The only humane and sensible option for America is not to continue to shield these individuals living in the shadow. We can no longer continue to allow this black market of human trafficking and labor to continue. We must stop protecting the companies that are flagrantly violating our laws. The best thing that we can do for our country and the victims of illegal immigration is to enforce the laws on our books. Once this occurs, employers will either adapt or go out of business, as they should. Americans in search of work will be paid a fair wage for their labor, which will result in a rise of employment numbers across our nation and a safer working environment for everyone. And more importantly, human trafficking and sexual assaults will drop dramatically, paving the way for a better and more secure way for individuals who want to come to this country legally and begin to contribute to our society. So the next time you're accused of being a racist for wanting to have borders in this country, ask yourself, who's the real racist? The person trying to protect women from being raped, or the people that will excuse it in order to buy cheap oranges?